It's officially 3:33 p.m. and we are off the clock. Ladies.
What you been doing today, boo?
Today?
Yes.
Bad question.
What
Try again.
Not a thing.
It's not a thing. It's been anticipation getting here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did a video. I said, I am running late, but I love my face is beat.
Face is beat. Face is beat.
God.
We have been learning how to beat our own faces because we have to do a lot to get here.
You gotta be self-sufficient.
You gotta be self-sufficient, so that cuts out a lot of time.
And money.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely
Yes.
and money
And
for
the
sure.
monies.
And the
Yeah.
production.
And the production. Since we are all of the above
Yes.
at the moment.
Tech, makeup, wardrobe.
Exactly.
All of the things. Aesthetics,
All of the things.
marketing,
All of the
all of
things.
it.
All of the
them.
things.
Literally.
Yes, absolutely. But how is everybody's weekend? How was everybody's weekend? What you guys do?
My weekend was great.
Weekend was
My
pretty
weekend
cool.
was great.
It
My
just
week
be
was
the
rough.
week.
My week.
Yes, it just be the week leading up to
To the weekend.
You
Yeah.
be so glad to like finally be off and have a breath of fresh air. Like
Yeah.
So I think Sunday is always great just because I'm not obligated.
You know what I was thinking yesterday though?
No.
We need a day in between. No,
I don't.
we need a day in between Sunday and Monday.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean,
1000%.
that's the clutch thing
If
about
I say 1000% one more time,
No.
we like in competition for last episode. Yeah. 1000%, 1000%. 1000%.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we definitely need a day between Sunday and Monday. But honestly, if we didn't work Saturday, I think it would feel like we didn't need a day between
But
Sunday
that
and
be
Monday.
the clutch part about my every other Tuesday.
Yeah, that you're on.
Okay. that you're off.
Yes, because you really get that Monday. Usually, if we don't have to record, like that extra day, be so
Brings you
close.
some
It brings
super
me
lit.
back to
Yeah,
life.
absolutely.
And next week
super
it'll
lit.
be in Miami, so
Okay, girl.
it's spring break.
I mean, but do you see Miami as like a vacation? You don't see Miami as a vacation spot because that's home, right?
It is, but it becomes my vacation.
You know how to
Once
balance it out.
Get a
Be a
room.
vacation.
And make it.
I'll definitely make it a whole staycation. But
Yeah.
like legit, I'm planning my visit so that when I fly in, I go straight to the beach.
Got it.
Yeah,
And
before
get my-
you.
before
get
I
ready
Don't
to-
tell people the tea,
I know,
honey.
I
Don't tell
know.
people the business.
I know, but they just
They gonna know. They be like, oh,
Well-
you got here today? No, we know you got here yesterday.
Been.
But that's,
Right.
but that's
Been
okay.
here.
Yeah.
We talk about it afterwards. Nobody gets offended now.
That's
Like,
good.
Yeah, like
They
I'm very
understand
clean.
that you need your me time.
because I'm gonna be full force once
Yeah.
Once you tap in with them.
I touch down and reach my heights.
You guys can't see it on the camera, but we have a charcuterie board
Bye.
that I cannot wait to indulge in. Yeah.
Bye.
Fool.
Why are you so stupid?
It's crazy.
And then
A
she
nut.
said
I think I love saying it.
With a straight face. Spell it out with a straight face
Right.
and everything.
What in the world?
A nut.
All right, you guys. So we are here for episode 6. All right, episode 6. Building top tier clientele, right?
Let's talk about
Let's
it.
talk about it. It's officially 3:33 p.m. and we are off the clock.
Cheers.
I didn't get you, Ash. There we go. All righty.
Sound effects, baby.
Today
She is in rare form. He is feeling good today.
I had a lot of rest yesterday, okay?
I love that for you.
I had a whole lot
I
of
need to
rest.
come out of my rest state making noise.
Man. All right. Chirp up a bit.
Chirp a bitch up, okay?
Okay, you guys. So before we even talk about top tier clientele, let's talk about what top tier client, well, how to build top tier clientele. Let's
Right.
talk about what top tier clientele is.
Yeah, so
begin with.
I think it's going to be different for everybody.
That's the main thing.
For one,
Yeah.
top tier clientele for me is high paying clientele, a professional clientele, someone that understands like time is money.
the value of time.
Yeah.
Someone that is punctual, someone that respects, my time and their own. I actually have like a whole avatar, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Top tier clientele for me is, those things.
Yeah,
All of those
I agree. Top tier clientele for me is time, value, money, and conversation.
You got me on that one.
No, that's
Deshae, what do you think is top tier? What is top tier clientele for you?
Okay, I like to think about a top tier clientele as a reflection of myself.
1,000%.
Who I am.
Literally.
Who I am when I show up to an appointment, what I see value in, the things that I want to experience. Because usually, like, if I value what you offer,
Right.
I have no problem what you charge for your time.
I'll pay whatever for it.
I don't care about any of the details as long as you give me that 5-star experience every time. And I can, certain things like that, like being respectful of my time and I respect her time. Like certain things like that, that outweighs any, I just wanted a reflection of myself and who I know I am to all of the many service providers that I see.
Right.
So
absolutely agree.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Like, you want to make sure that you are being the person, you are being that client.
You're being
when you're getting services, as well as how you show up in your business. You are being what you want that client to be.
Absolutely.
Okay, wait, y'all going far.
Okay.
Y'all gonna
knock off
y'all
all
gonna
the
dive
points.
into the
Because the girl, that's what I was going to say. Because it's different for everybody. It's like,
exactly
you want to attract people that are at least like the person you want to be, that you aspire to be.
And just to even feel like y'all energy match and balance. Like,
okay.
Real quick before we get into that.
Okay.
So, whatever your ideal client is, whatever that is for you, I think it's really helpful to create like your client avatar down to like that person's name, what they look like. Like mine, I'm not gonna say her name, but we'll just call her V.
Okay.
And so it's like based on, she's a professional woman. She's retired FBI. She's that girl. She likes to make sure that she's in her early 50s. She wants to make sure that she pays top dollar to make sure that she lives a low maintenance, low maintenance, high maintenance.
Yeah,
you know,
low maintenance,
high maintenance.
Yeah, it's low maintenance, high maintenance.
Yeah,
so she pays top dollar for her massages, her services, to be able to live as low maintenance as possible. So I kind of base everything around that client,
that particular client.
Exactly.
Okay,
and she's the girl I aspire to be too. Like her whole vibe.
Yes.
So. For me, it's hard for me to, in the past and currently, to create a client avatar because I feel like the clientele that I have now, whether they're like in their late 20s or early 30s, I feel like there's no age point for them.
Oh yeah,
because my girls are like freaking doing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, yeah.
Well, I guess I didn't. Just V is in her early 50s.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to attract the girl that was V when she was 25.
Got it.
V when she was 30. Whatever that was, like that woman.
On that
is who it's based
focused.
On. Yeah, for sure.
Focused and understanding the value.
So where you're at in your life may be different. But
Okay.
That's type of girl.
So again, like you said, understanding your ideal client. Oh, and I wanted to point out because you used the word ideal, so that is a good thing. So even though we're saying top tier again is subjective, right?
For sure, for everyone.
But it's really more so your ideal client, and that would be considered your top tier.
1,000%.
Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. So once you identify your ideal client, you need to develop an environment and service for the specific needs and offers unique that are benefits
so they address their pain points.
Benefits you and the client.
Absolutely.
Right. So I always say that never ever allow yourself to be, or I would say allow your clients to come into your environment and they're thinking that they're expecting what they see, say for instance on social, but when they get there, it's completely different.
Absolutely.
So your conversation should be the same. How you present yourself should be the same as when they walk into your space.
Yeah, so nobody feels bamboozled, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, you're crafting, you're crafting this awesome content on social. You know, the backgrounds look great. When you post the pictures look great, but then when they get in, it's like you're barely even saying good morning.
Exactly.
You know, you barely have the same conversation that you did on social.
Guaranteed they book based off of whatever that experience,
right?
If they're booking in that way,
they
absolutely, off of basically that experience that they had.
So if you look at my social, a lot of it is education based. So like, even though I'm showing you the hair, I'm also talking to you as the client, telling you what you should and should not do, what I am going to do, what you expect to experience in your appointment.
Right.
So when you get there and I'm just like, oh, go ahead and straighten in your hair and not asking you about your hair history or anything
It doesn't
else.
match up.
It doesn't match up. Yeah.
Well, it makes sense to that point why I attract women just like myself that are very quiet. That ain't got nothing to say. Like they come in, they lay down, they go to sleep.
Yeah.
Because I don't even talk on social. So it makes sense. Yeah.
But think about that though. Whatever information or whatever the reputation is about
absolutely,
that appointment,
word of mouth mostly anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, they're laying there and completely trusting.
Man, they are comfortable.
Because one thing about Ashley, she gonna do the research. No, you're gonna do the research.
And I want to provide a high level service.
Absolutely, but you're gonna do the research on whomever's table you're laying on.
Right.
So you don't really have to do so much deep diving on questions when you're laying there. So you attract that.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say also too, we are going to get to the part of referrals, and that's more so towards the end.
Yeah.
But honestly, the words that they use when they're referring someone is probably, they're probably using the words as, you're going to have a serene experience. You're going to have a chill experience. You're going to be able to get your rest. You're gonna be able, and then you'll wake up with some bomb-ass lashes.
Period.
Yeah.
That's the word I spread.
What they say when they come to your table, you're going to get a kiki.
I know. A good ass time. Literally. You're going to get
they over there to get the tea, honey.
I know. And I ain't even in the mix.
They want to be friends.
Yeah. So also too, not just your conversation and what your space looks like. I feel like the details matter as well.
Oh, absolutely.
So what are some things that you guys do to make sure that the details don't go unnoticed for your clients and they don't feel as though they're literally just coming to get a service? And when I say that, I mean, I feel like service should go beyond. It should go beyond service. Should be an experience. So what are some things that you guys do?
I think what's important to me is that my girls get a consistent experience with me.
Okay.
And so I'm consistently the same. Like my mood, my vibe, the energy is always consistent.
Yes.
And so what's important, I don't know. I think giving my girls easy access to book, making things very simple, like making things very clean when they arrive, making sure that, I'm giving the same energy I gave last time.
Yes.
I don't know. My girls I have kind of the same script. They come in, it's like, hey, how you doing? Want to use the restroom? Hang up your bag. Yeah, let's get started. And so they kind of are used to that same. Yeah.
Okay. Deshae?
Consistent. Well, basically, I would say the same thing. Just always consistent energy. Always like an energy that presents to you that this is about you. Pretty much whatever you're on today, we're on. Like, like if you are quiet, I'm not the type of person who's about to be like, what's wrong with you today?
Right. Because there are stylists like that.
Right. No, for sure. You got a problem?
Personal, but I never forget that whatever we're offering, whatever you walk in with, whatever you want, that's what I'm on.
For sure. It's your time.
It's your time.
Spend it how you want.
You can spend it how you want. And also just like the details, like I know one thing, like I know certain clients want to come in and get cozy, but I know when I do that, I'll set, just like a simple detail, I'll set the blanket out for them.
Yeah.
Because I know that they're going to do that. But I have certain ladies that lay on top of that just so I can get up and do it for them.
Oh, nice. My girls are so used to being tucked in.
Yeah, they want to be. And
it's the tuck in, and then it's a little. And then it's like, okay, now I can go to sleep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I like that. Though.
Yeah, so it's like
all my girls.
Attention to the details.
So for me, it's hair is a little bit different, and I feel like I feel like hair is a little bit more intimate in the space and the idea of like it's your crown. You know what I mean?
It's something you got to perform a little bit too.
Yeah,
more.
absolutely. Yeah. But this is the things that I do. I have a tendency of remembering something from the last time, conversation from last time, an important event that's super, super important. Our anniversary, our hair anniversaries, or just little, like I said, details.
Absolutely.
Or like I'll be like, oh, how was the party? They're like, what party?
How was the trip?
Like, you don't remember your party. I'm like, remember the parties? They're like, oh my God, you remember everything.
Yes. I'm like, I mean, when they don't, I'm like, That was a lie.
You pushed it. That's you pushed it. Right. I remember.
Yeah. You manipulated me to get in.
Right.
Yeah. Or if I tell you last week or the last appointment that you need to get your water in more or whatever, I'm gonna be like, so how much water did you drink today? How are we doing on the water? Because again, I can always tell. I'm like, okay, well this looked great from last time. You had a little bit more dandruff. Yep. I told you to drink more water. You're doing good. Like so that's
a great icebreaker too. It instantly makes them more comfortable and just go ahead and relax.
Absolutely. When they feel somebody knows what they're talking about and there's an expertise, an expert in what they're coming to get. Like,
okay, so aside from environment, a step beyond environment is, I would say we talked about it before, how they book.
Yeah,
their booking
what
system.
What do you do to make sure your ideal client, has an easy experience with you when she's interacting with your business at all times.
Right.
So like she's able to go online and seamlessly book. She's able to communicate with you seamlessly, I guess.
Yeah, reschedule.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also online.
And what you said, like location.
Yeah. Okay, so convenience and location as well. So you can't be hunting for this ideal client and consider them top tier, and then they get to that location. Even if your space is beautiful once they walk in. Yeah, absolutely on the inside. But location, them getting there, they want to feel comfortable. They want to feel like they're
from the car to the
exactly.
front door.
Yes.
Yeah, they're spending their top dollar for an environment and a space that they feel as though it's 1, comfortable, 2, clean, 3, safe.
Yep.
Yes.
Right?
It needs to have good curb appeal. It needs to appear like it has good safety.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And all of that is factored in when you are creating that price point for your service.
We're going to get there.
Y'all just know too much.
I do. Spit it out.
Right.
We got you.
Yeah. Also, too, so sometimes, like when I'm going on booking sites, and this is like a pet peeve of mine.
What is it?
I already know.
One, you feel like you're yelling at me.
Why is there so many rules?
It's too many rules, and it's too much to read.
Right.
Like,
absolutely. And
then get mad like, oh, y'all didn't read all this. Well, listen, ma'am, I didn't sign up to read your book.
Right. No.
Yeah.
Bro, and stop talking to those people, because the more you stop talking,
exactly, you beat them out,
the less you will attract them.
Exactly.
You're talking exactly to the person that you
do not want.
See.
Exactly.
So leave out all of those policies.
So create a high deposit.
Exactly.
Yes.
And eliminate all that.
Yes.
Exactly.
Not only that though, so when you are speaking, make sure that when you're speaking to somebody, it's the same way that you want them to speak to you.
Oh, of course. You gotta show up how you want to be.
Yeah,
you
so
want people to show up.
reading your booking site may already create this environment for them that they know what they're going to expect. Like, you know. And aside from the caps and the yelling and all the, whatever, your value, not your value, but the rules that you set for a client needs to be the rules that you set for yourself. So
you got to be the client.
When you say
1000%.
things like, I am going to charge a late fee for you being late.
Right.
Does that not reflect your time?
Right.
Exactly. Your timeliness as well?
It doesn't mean that you show up 45 minutes
late
without any type of compensation for that person.
Right.
Absolutely.
Or even acknowledgement.
You.
Right.
Absolutely.
So whatever standards you're holding this top tier or this ideal clientele to, you need to hold yourself to the same standards. And that is what goes amiss with some of the beauty professionals that, in my personal experience.
Yes.
Like, I'm reading all these rules.
Yes.
I'm conscious of them. I'm following them. I'm showing up. And then you're not.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not holding yourself to the same standard you're holding me. And the messages get crossed.
Yeah.
Like, I get so confused.
Yeah. Your environment is set. This is the point I wanted to make. Your environment is set prior to them even getting there.
Of course.
Right.
It's not just a physical thing.
Yeah.
It's from, like you said, the booking.
Yeah, from the booking, from the website, from the initial, every interaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Be seamless. For sure.
But, and again, I feel like this conversation is kind of like, it gets iffy. And it's always consistent on social media when we're talking about it. Charging late fees. Like, should you charge a late fee?
Because what is the late fees for? Because this is the thing. Because I always try to wrap my mind around this. So if you're paying a late fee to me because you're late, does that benefit the client that you make me push back? Because if it's just going in my pocket,
my point.
It doesn't make sense. So like now you're making the next client late.
Yes.
Are you compensating that client because now you're late?
Yes.
You know what I mean? It doesn't really make sense to me. So where's the late fee go?
Where does the late fee go?
What is it for?
Yeah.
Because my time is my time.
You're trying to deter somebody from doing this thing.
Yes.
Right.
But it really isn't. Because sometimes they'll compensate the late fee into the interaction.
There's an easy way to mitigate that. It's like after we have a 15-minute grace period, after that, your appointment's canceled. It's your deposit's forfeited, and you are responsible for this time.
Yeah, so I'm okay with that because that is a common, thing.
Yeah. But for me, if you're in a situation where, like if it's too long of an appointment or too much work for me to do to try to squeeze into this space, yes, I'll go ahead and try to cancel it or remove it or reschedule it or whatever. Yeah. But if you're okay and you can't make these,
because you're paying for it either way,
you're gonna pay.
Yeah,
you might get.
You can come get whatever this time is. Yeah, no, I'm with that.
To not push the next person back,
right?
For sure.
But it is gonna be full price,
right?
Yeah.
So it also too. This circles around to what a top tier client is.
Right.
A top tier client, like we said, is going to respect your time and already knows that.
Absolutely.
And if they feel as though they're already going to be 15, 20 minutes late, they're going to communicate that with you because you already have you've provided excellent communication with them. Right. But what I always do again is communicate with them if I am running behind. And if I did have a client who was excessively late, and I think it came from, even though the appointment is an hour and a half, I always get done with her in 45 minutes. So I think in her mind, she's like, if I'm 15, 20 minutes late.
Right.
But, when it became like a consistent thing, I just made sure that I had a professional conversation with her and said, hey, so-and-so,
right,
this can no longer take place. And if so, if it continues, then I am going to have to charge you a late fee. You know what I mean? So it's not a standard thing for my regulars, but I just had to communicate with that to her. And then I said an astronomical number just to be funny. Like, I'm going to charge you $250 for being late.
Right.
Yeah. No, so more than anything, the reason why, she knows that you take 45 minutes or whatever, but also, you can get it done in 45 minutes, but you are stressing yourself out.
Yeah.
So
that
if
part.
you articulate that, that's why you know what I mean?
Like, I'm not comfortable being stressed.
I'm not comfortable being
I created
rushed.
this amount of time because this is what it takes me to be able to maybe run to the bathroom.
Perform.
Exactly.
Or if we need to do something extra
that
so you're banking on this 45 minutes, but what if we need to do something extra?
Absolutely.
But honestly, when I said that and I it was a serious conversation, but then when I made it funny, because I feel like there's always that foot in the door, and then you can always, make lighthearted of a situation.
But no,
she has never been late.
I think that's where,
and that was 2 years ago.
The wires get crossed. Yeah.
When it's the LOL, because people don't take LOL seriously.
Not if it's in your face.
Nah.
If it's in your face, and I've already had this serious conversation, we got an agreement, and then I say something like, because I'm gonna charge your ass $250.
Yeah, but that would make me.
That right there would think we was playing.
Oh,
yeah. I would think we was playing.
She never been late. It's been 2 years. She ain't been late.
I get it. But I feel like that is more comfortable for you.
Yeah. For sure.
That makes it more comfortable for you because me being on the receiving end of that $250, I'll take it light. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like we're joking.
I'm not gonna try you, but
also too, think about this. You wouldn't even never need to have that conversation.
Sure.
Yeah, because you're probably in your mind gonna be like, initially when you say it and you know that you're excessively late, you're probably going to be like, I'm going to give you
whatever you need
because I know that this has been a thing.
Right.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. Yes.
If I value you and I know I don't want to go nowhere else, I'm doing what you need to do.
But that's the difference of being a top tier client versus being a client.
Client.
Yeah.
So definitely. Do you find this might be on tangent? Off topic and a tangent. Do you find that beauty professionals are your best or worst clients?
It depends. I attract myself. So I'm a good ass client, I feel like.
Makes sense.
So I kind of attract that. So I guess it just depends.
I probably have 10 beauty professionals.
Okay.
I wouldn't put them in the worst. I put them somewhere in the middle.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I was just wondering in that aspect because I think that sometimes people hold you to the standard of how they run their business, and when you don't, when you don't do these, when you're not as slack as they are in certain areas, that'll come off like, you know what I mean?
I had somebody travel from out of state, and so when she came, she was like, you making me want to step my game up a little bit.
Oh, good.
Sure. Yeah, and she was just like, just the environment and stuff. She's like, I feel like I'm professional as far as like booking and all that kind of stuff, whatever, but just like the environment. And not even just the look of it, but it was just hello, smile, whatever, just little details. At the point in time, she was doing cash only.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, that's another thing too. Convenience. That's part of the environment.
Oh, making it exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
Making it. Our girls don't carry cash.
Yes. No.
Right. They shouldn't with these prices. They shouldn't be walking around with it.
Why are you walking around with $1,000?
Right. And then also too, it's like you want me to already be on time, and then I have to consider a stop to get some cash before I come to you.
Or a fee to use
and
my
only
card.
time I'm going to
just build in the fee. Just trick me. Just trick me. It's not.
Bro.
That just hurt my brain.
Yes. Baby. But you want a top tier lady, but you want her to pay your credit card fees
for you, for your business,
for your business.
Yes,
that's part of being the merchant.
Right. Period.
Right.
Yes, it's a cost you have to incur.
Stop playing with these people and wanting them to be so disciplined and so on point when you don't match the energy. In building that top tier clientele, like recognize. Be real with yourself. Who are you? Like, if you know you're not this person, for instance, that is available, girl, if you know you're not available all times of the day and night, because, again, it's still the same price point.
They pay the same price point,
Exactly.
And they have way more expectations.
Way more demands and expectations of you because of who they may feel that they are.
That part.
That they may feel
that they
heavy
are.
on the they may.
Yes, absolutely.
Extra strict with them. I'm extra stern with them.
Absolutely, you have to be.
I definitely stray away from those types.
Me too. Like, more than anything, I definitely deter that type of energy. But if it happens, you just gotta be extra.
And there's a difference when like I didn't have like strong boundaries and I had some of those entertainment girls.
Yeah.
It's a totally different relationship with my girls now. My girls that are in entertainment or television. Because I know now I have to be extra strict, with sticking to my boundaries. And
because they will say what they need
1,000%
to get in.
Yeah.
To get in the space,
and then
baby.
Obliterate your boundaries.
Say that one more time.
Obliterate. Heavy on the
obliterate your boundaries. Okay, so establishing a strong personal brand. I feel like in the beginning it's so hard to do that, right? So in the beginning, I feel like you don't really exercise boundaries, and so it's kind of hard to establish a brand with the people that you're attracting. Yeah. I feel like you're just kind of trying to build, but I feel like you should just stick to what you know that you want your brand to be, and kind of weather the storm. Slow. Yes, and weather the storm a little bit because it'll be easier for you versus you just taking whatever it is that you're coming, that's coming to you, and then later on down the line trying to fix it, trying to backtrack and fix it, right? 100%. So building a top tier clientele often involves building a strong personal brand that exudes credibility, expertise, and trust. So building a strong personal brand starts with you first. Period. So let's speak to that. In my Deshae voice, let's speak to that.
Let's speak to it in a sense. Well, that's the thing. It's like it goes back to holding yourself accountable to being that person that you want to attract.
Yeah, it's one thing.
Like your brand, if it's built on, like you say, for instance, you do a lot of educating. Now, if you were just educating out of the clear blue sky, that'd be weird. But we know you attend trainings. Right. You get like updates on like the newest education, the newest technology. Right. You are abreast on whatever is new and innovative and healthy and can benefit your lady. Yeah. That is a part of building a strong, credible brand. Like when I go off to lash trainings or lash conventions or whatever, because my clients know that I care about the details, they're so excited about like what we're gonna try. Yeah. Once I get once you get back from this training, they don't. It doesn't even benefit them. Period.
Yeah. Directly.
Directly. Like it may not actually benefit that particular client, but in my DMs or in my messaging, I'm receiving info like I can't wait to try, this new technique that you're learning. So that comes with building a strong personal brand. Are you known for the details of your work, or are you known for your lifestyle? Yes. So it's like
I feel like building a strong personal brand starts with honesty.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean integrity for me, for sure. Yeah. Being someone that they can trust. And being like what you said in the last thing is like what you were saying about not putting something out there on social media, and then when that client shows up, them receiving something different.
Yeah.
Like putting out there in all of your messaging something that is in alignment with who you are. And who your brand is.
Yeah, and what your practices are. So, for instance, a wave of a new thing. So, like, remember how microblading became like a hot new thing on the market?
Right.
Or eye tips became a new hot thing on the market. Volume lashes became a hot thing on the market. Don't just think because you could do a sew-in that you could do eye tips. Don't think just because you were able to fill in somebody's eyebrows and do makeup that you can do microblading. Don't think just because you were able to do classic sets that you can now do volume or whatever, right? So honesty comes from doing the right steps, right? Yes.
And corners,
Yes. What'd you say?
Not cutting corners.
Not cutting corners. Yes. So talk about not cutting corners.
Yeah. It's like I guess if I am I'm providing classic lash services, and I provide that at a high level. Sure. Once I tap into like an advanced service like volume, my clients are expecting me to deliver on that same level.
Yeah.
And so they know what it's going to take me to like invest in my practice, and they know what it's going to take for me to get to that high level to be able to then offer it to them confidently.
Yeah.
So to that point though, I recently took a PMU class maybe a year ago. And the reason why I haven't dived into, what was that? April?
Tell them what PMU is though first.
Permanent makeup.
Got it.
Yeah. So I haven't dived into it yet because I know the amount of time it's going to take for me to be able to provide that high level of service to my client. It's like, am I ready to adopt something brand new?
Yeah.
So
okay, so that's honesty, that's expertise, and then trust.
And it's just not taking a class and
then offering.
Right, that's what I'm saying, because taking the class is really the first step. The practice
is everything.
It's everything. Yep. So getting comfortable, knowing the pros and cons, being able to educate somebody else on what they're getting, even if they've done all the researching themselves, but being able to, you being the professional, being able for them to be able to trust you.
Yeah. And take your time in mastering something before you decide.
And it's not even just about mastering the skill set. It's like being able to communicate that effectively with the terminology, with the education for the client.
Yes.
So
and it goes beyond them in that space. Yep. You need to be able to educate them what's gonna happen, what may happen,
the steps of the process.
The steps of the process. Absolutely. So I feel like building a personal brand is not only just emulating what it is that you want, but being true to what it is that you are.
And standing on that even when people want to pressure you to move faster than you are. Like, just because they want it and they know you do it. If you're not ready, you're not ready.
Yes.
Take your time and get to that place so you can be confident in what you're pushing out.
Okay. So let's talk about the actual steps of branding.
In what way?
So that means...
Like color palettes? What do you mean?
Well, everything from the beginning. So picking colors, picking your booking site, what it'll look like, what the tone of your booking site will look like, picking how you will dress and present yourself, picking...
So like your brand identity, creating your brand identity.
Yeah, so branding.
So I think it's important to establish, before like doing like your brand identity as far as like colors and fonts and all that, I think it's important to create your personal brand and what that impression is that you want people to receive when they think of you. So like, that's like reputation, how you present yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's important to establish first, because once you do that, you're then able to base those colors, base that font off of you and what you're doing. So if you're a very outgoing, flamboyant person, you would be more playful in your branding.
Yeah.
If you're like you. Yeah. Whereas you still come across
serious, really, but grown up,
but playful. But it gives that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like your brand, it's colorful. It's it's very much giving you.
Thank you.
Her brand is aesthetic.
I'm all about the research. So it's clean, it's calm. You know what I mean? It's clean and calm. It's not overbearing.
That's what you get when you come to your space.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So with me, it depends on what time of the day it is. It might be you might be, hey, good morning, I'm Kai. If it's a new client, or maybe, hey, girl, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, a little kiki.
I always say I start with my investigative television, and I end on the trap.
What about that too? How do you set the vibe? Like, do you like to How do you guys choose music versus television?
The person.
Oh, so my first appointment with the client, that full set is always going to be music.
Okay.
After that,
it may turn
it's whatever I'm on. So
right.
yeah, so normally I used to start the day off with music.
Yeah.
And then of course it was a new client, I would start off with music. But you know, after that first appointment, it's whatever mood I'm on.
Yeah. I have found like the perfect TV/music vibe.
Yeah.
And this is kind of off topic, but Bobby and Singa. So I discovered him during COVID time. Why are you laughing?
No, it was like a YouTube. The
YouTube guy. So he is a DJ who provides mixes, but it's really like, I call it a visual ASMR. Yeah. So you pick, his titles of his mixes are based off of your feeling, what you're feeling in the moment.
Yeah.
So it may be, the title might be, say, when you're with your favorite person.
Okay.
Yeah, so you pick your mood, you pick your vibe or whatever, and you play it, but you're literally just watching him listen to his music and vibe. But when I tell you his mixes are amazing, like I know that he's an amazing live DJ.
Yeah, for sure.
And so there's been a lot of copycats I've seen. But when I first discovered him on during COVID time on YouTube and on Instagram, on YouTube he had like maybe 1,000 views at the time, and then on Instagram he had like 500 or 600 followers. This man has like 32,000.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just it's so vibey. So I'll usually start the day with that. And I'll end with some good reality TV.
That always does the trick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mine is based on the actual client, whatever makes them the most comfortable. Sometimes when I put music on, people no matter the type, they're lit. They can't get comfortable, and when you're not comfortable, it reflects in your eyes.
Yeah,
sure.
And it makes it really difficult to land a lash. So if I find that in a session, they'll be more apt to relax if I have the TV on, or if they'll listen to an investigative story that they can fall out on versus the music. So it really it depends on the person.
I mean, clients that have specific like requests, of course, I'm always going to accommodate that. I have a client.
They not even say it though.
That's true. That's true.
They
like,
don't know.
Right.
What
helps them what helps them relax.
Yeah.
So I have some clients that it's like a silent appointment. They want the TV off, everything.
Yeah. So, you know, that's kind of like the new thing now.
Silent appointment.
Requesting silent
appointment. And see, when people ask for that, they're talking about the conversation, where I'm not offering that off the rip anyway.
Yeah.
Well, so in our nail appointment, that's a actual
thing.
Check.
Yeah. Do you want a silent appointment? It's so cute how she has it.
Yeah.
Do you want to catch up? Light conversation,
or you want to go in.
I love that. Yeah. The thing is, I don't have a go in option. So.
No, it just
ain't no go in.
That is not an option for you. But I'm just saying, like she specifies, like what it is.
What are you comfortable with?
What music are you on? It's just so. What snack do you want?
Yeah, you want sweet and savory. You want water.
Yes.
And would you like your water cold or room temperature?
Oh, I love that for her.
Yeah.
So many options.
You get so many options.
Trying to sell me on
this. But guess what? But guess what? It matches the price point.
Absolutely. From the jump. Like that, I don't mind. Give me
Gotta
that.
Be able to justify it.
Yes.
Every time. I'm with it.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you guys something funny, though. So I have a client who is every other Saturday, first thing in the morning. And I started off with, Bobby and Singa. She loves that, whatever. She's like, it's always so serene when I come in here. Like, she goes to sleep every single time. It doesn't matter if she's at the shampoo bowl, she's under the steamer, she's at the chair, flat ironing, whatever. She's asleep. Right. So one morning, it ended, and then, my algorithm told me that I was going to go to Drink Tramps, the podcast.
Right.
And I didn't catch it enough time.
Right.
And she was in the steamer, but I had stepped out. And I came back from serene music to Drink Tramps.
Cutting up.
And she was kikiing in there by herself.
Yes.
And it was like, oh, you like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People could be multiple things.
53.
1,000%.
Yeah.
You can do that and
I thought it was so cute though.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you're really my girl.
Yes, you're really my girl.
You're really my girl. You're a balance. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
I guess it's like when you're in your stage of like brand development, your outward facing brand tools would be like your fonts, your color scheme, your voice, like the tone of the voice that you're putting out there, your website, the style of that.
Yes.
You can even create a mood board. You
want to leave a stain in somebody's brain. So just every time you see a check, what do you think of?
Right.
Nike.
What do I think of?
Nike.
Oh, gotcha.
You see three lines, you think of
like a blue check?
Right.
Verified.
So check. Cash money. No.
Just do it.
Or even if you see Just Do It. What do you think of? You go to Nike. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah. So creating a stain in somebody's brain is what
an impressionable like submark too. I think goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I feel like when people see black and white, you know, their minds, they know that I always go with the black and white like palette.
Yeah,
I think
it's a controversial color palette too.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't like black and white, but I'm like, it's just so clean.
Yeah.
It just gives me
opportunity
to use a little bit of color if I want to. But I just also that's the thing about like attracting who you are. Like I am attracted to black and white, so I want to attract the girls that are attracted to black and white.
Absolutely,
understand it.
Yes,
and understand it. Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
Just like I only wear black and white nails now.
I think about. I'll
you gotta talk about that one day.
I'll take it a step further in saying that I would implore anybody who is in that developmental stage of building their brand and what that figure out what certain things mean. Figure out what black and white means in the business industry. Figure out what straight standing font and slanted font means. Like figure out the definitions of that and then apply it how you want.
And what the emotions.
What emotions?
Right. Like food chains. Red is the thing.
Yeah.
It makes people want to eat.
Yes, exactly. And if I see a beauty professional, honestly, using any type of cursive font, I know it's more playful and more relaxed. And it might not be to my
the purples and pinks give that same thing.
Pinks gives girlish, although that might have been your favorite color when you was 5. Like, or even to this day, like you're giving across an impression and using certain colors. So research what that is, and then and then pick and identify.
And also, like, look at some of your favorite brands, like some of your favorite luxury brands, some places that you visit often. Like, what do they do?
Right,
and adopt some of those.
That is something that I use in picking out.
It's so funny though you guys say that because when Gucci did kind of like a rebranding thing, they adopted the remember their box used to be black and white, and now they've adopted green based. Everything's green based, and they kind of they started pushing more of the brown and tan clothing in the line. It was consistent, and the only time you saw the bright stuff was during a certain type of season or a collab with somebody that I don't know what they said. I just noticed it.
I do know that Louis did that same thing maybe about 10 years ago when they went over to the orange box from the brown box. I honestly think it was to separate themselves from some of the other luxury brands, but also to align themselves a little bit more with Hermes. Now, I don't know if that's true, but it's given.
Like a level up.
It's given
because, you know, there's a lot more people who can obtain Louis versus Hermes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It means something.
Yeah, so that's my point. Do your research and understand how you want to identify and what certain things you like. Like you said, convey to your audience.
And things are long term. Think about it in a long term space. Am I going to like it? Am I going to, when my brand grows and it elevates, is it still going to,
is it timeless?
Yeah. Is it timeless?
You can always rebrand, but you need some.
But a starter point,
exactly.
A starter point of rebranding versus a new is. Okay, so if you start off with pink, everything's pink, and then you want to go to more elevated look to like a tan or brown and a white, that's kind of hard to transition.
It is.
I mean, but it's still possible.
It's still possible.
Yeah, like you might be in a different space, and when the rebrand however you want to rebrand, but make it make sense. Make sure you're aware of what you're selling. Yeah, as far as conveying what messages you're conveying.
But I like that part.
I also
be
say
aware
this
of what
too,
you're selling
with the branding. It's a little bit different with technology as fast as it's changing. I can't imagine what it would have been like for us to have all these tools and resources, like having Canva. Like people now, you can literally go on there and change your branding yourself. You know? So these things are easy to implement.
But you know what I don't like?
No.
Shut
up. No, you asked a question.
She did that. I was like, hey, you know something? No.
I don't. I want you to tell me.
Okay,
it's not a negative.
I know, it's just funny. It's just
every time you say it, it just makes me fucking go.
Because it's like a period on the end of it.
It's branding.
I need you to fill me in.
Shit. Okay, so what I was gonna say was I hate when somebody rebrands so often. And that's not a rebranding to me. It's like you erase all the pictures off of your social. There's nothing over, and then you announce, "Oh, we are rebranding."
Yes.
I hate it with a passion. It feels like you're not consistent. It feels like you don't know what you want, and I just feels like you're just very unorganized. Yeah, organized person.
I can see that, and just sometimes people have more time to deal with I just think you're not focused on the service. That's more of
right.
Like you're so focused on this marketing,
because you think that's what it is. Because you think that's how people are really gaining clients out here.
We work
and it's not.
Man, without that is what we didn't talk about.
Yeah, we never had
not even having a website to start out with.
Yeah, period. Like,
because the personal brand was so strong.
Period.
Got it.
Yeah.
See,
we did that for years. It was no site, no landing page, no nothing. It was just.
It only became necessary when it was like time to grow. Like these prices are about to change, so I need to be able to attract that high paying client. And she needs access to a website.
That's the point.
And she needs a place to answer all her questions.
Exactly, because she doesn't want to be texting back and forth.
She don't even want to reach out to you unless it's literally
she might be in a different time
necessary.
Zone.
Yes,
unless it's necessary.
Yeah,
I always started off with a website just because I've always been
on it.
Not even on it because I feel like that's.
But you had a business that was on had a website first.
Yeah, exactly. So before I was service based and I was just retail, I always had a website. So it was just easy to transition. I never thought that I didn't need one. It was just like, well, it's there.
This is what it is.
Yeah, this is what it is.
And you took the time to do that yourself.
Yeah. Instead of outsourcing.
Where mine didn't come for years later.
Years
with a high ticket. With a ticket.
But you think about
it was worth it. I know it was worth it.
She had to create a brand from scratch.
But think about how like you should really pat yourself on the back that you built a brand with it not being accessible to the world.
I mean, you don't have to tell me about that.
Man. I'm like, come on now.
About that all the time.
Listen,
because it gets annoying when you hear newer people in the industry complain about certain things. It's like, you don't need, like, granted, if you have access to do it, and it's important, yes, go for it.
Yeah.
But you
need
just
a phone number and a scheduling system.
Good work. A phone number and a scheduling system. If you really focus our work.
There's some people who don't post on social at all.
I'm like one of them. I'm a little better now, but
it's not needed for them. They have the clientele that they want. They're making the money that they want, and it's they've built a rapport.
And my clients don't find me there anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. Yeah. All right. Moving on to our next point. Using pricing to attract and repel.
Man,
okay,
that's a good one.
So
it was that repel.
That's a good one.
It was a repel.
Listen, when I was writing this up, I said, what is the opposite word of attract? Because at first I wrote detract. That thing said repel. I'm like, there's no better word.
Okay, so let's start from the actual beginning. So setting your prices.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it was in front of the camera or offline when Ashley had asked me. She was like, so how do people even really set their prices? Like that is I think you asked me about the hair industry. How do we get our prices? Did you ask me that?
I don't think so, but because I kind of know the pricing model, but it might have come up. I'm not sure.
I think maybe we said we wanted to talk about it on screen, something like that. But however, it was asked, how do we get the prices? And I'm sure that a lot of people have asked that question to themselves or to others. How do we get the prices?
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like there is an industry standard.
Yes.
Right.
And then you fall into where you are in the industry standard.
Yeah. What stage you're in.
What stage you're at and what stage you're in. And then.
And keep it real.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. No,
saying,
seriously. I want you to elaborate on that.
And keep it real with yourself. Like, if you are not even a licensed professional, you have no business charging the same amount of money as the licensed professional. Not that speaks to your skill level or like your expertise in the amount of practice that you did, but it's certain levels to thing. And if you're not holding yourself accountable to being that expert and
having those credentials,
those credentials and crossing that stuff off the chain, just because your neighbor in the same building next to you is charging $1,000 for this service, you yourself can't charge. You shouldn't. I won't say you can't. You can do whatever you want. But you shouldn't be charging that price. You're pricing out your clientele, especially if you're not communicating with your clientele that you aren't certified or you don't meet the credentials. Yeah, like you're really cheating yourself.
But this is the thing. It's a lot easier for me to have empathy and give you grace as an artist that's maybe unlicensed, maybe there's a mistake, but we're within fair pricing. You're charging me $1,000. And
you can't die.
State Board comes in here and we have to leave.
We have to leave.
We're out of here.
That's happened to me before. That's happened to me before. Literally getting my hair done by somebody, and everybody starts running and tapping on doors. State Board here. And luckily, yes, the girl who was doing my hair is a licensed professional.
So she wasn't affected.
So she was. Well, I had to help her get some things together in the space. However, so she wasn't the ones that had to run out.
But she wasn't on point.
Exactly. So, and then think about it too. There's a lot of states that don't require you to be licensed for some certain
you need
things.
to find out what the rule is where you are.
You need to find out what the rule is for where you are, but also too, even if that's not allowed, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't still want to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's that thing though with me. It's like, in order for me to have these strong boundaries, these policies, these high prices, I need to be able to justify that. Not that I wasn't a great artist already, because I was, but it's like I need to be able to justify that. And I can only really stand strong on that if I know for a fact like I've invested everything necessary to attract that high paying clientele. Because that's the thing too. I want to attract women that are, I want to attract that level of client. That she's doing her damn thing, I need to be doing mine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so.
Oh, I know when we spoke about it a little bit, it just came to me, Beauty in the Biz episode. Beauty in the Biz episode, yeah, absolutely. So, set your prices according to
who you are,
your education level,
your skill level, your expertise, your
experience, yes,
your location,
absolutely,
your location,
yes.
your expenses. If you are buying the bottom of the barrel products, that's that should reflect in the price.
Yes, absolutely.
But if you're buying high quality, high standard products,
that's gonna reflect in the price.
It's gonna reflect in the price.
So prices should be set on, again, education, expertise,
location,
your overhead,
your overhead. And when you are the business, though, you also have to factor in your lifestyle.
Absolutely.
You do have to factor that in as well, because that is how you pay your bills.
Yes.
What do you need?
Yeah. Okay, so deals versus ideal price.
Real quick before we go.
Okay.
So the rappel part, as far as making that pricing, if you want to attract that high end client,
you can't even price.
You're turning her off by offering, lower prices as well as deals.
There is a such thing as pricing too low and pricing too high.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There is a such thing.
If you want to, because if I know what the industry standard is and you're coming in below that,
or not even necessarily the industry standard, what she's used to paying.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And it comes
like something ain't right.
Yes. I'm not maybe gonna think something isn't right, but I'm gonna think that some step is being skipped.
Absolutely.
Because
why aren't you requiring it? Either you're not confident enough to require it, you're not,
So speaking to the overpriced too, like your actual work has to reflect the price 1,000%. As well too. So it goes beyond expertise and education.
No, for sure.
Because you can have
skill
set education and have been doing it for a year or 2 years, but
and still doing it wrong.
Or just not as great. So what I was going to say about deals versus ideal price is, I remember Alonzo Arnold. You guys know him?
Yes.
Them. Not quite sure what the.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut that part.
I think Alonzo might got by she.
Wait. Okay, so I'm just gonna say Alonzo.
Yeah, Alonzo.
So cut this part.
So say it again.
Yeah, you guys know Alonzo Arnold, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what I was gonna say in regards to deals versus ideal price was, Alonzo Arnold had made this Instagram. He was on Instagram and he was on a live video and he was like, if you want an upscale client or if you want an upscale brand and you keep saying that this particular, say, hair or whatever is luxury, why do you have a sale every month?
Period.
Right. Why do you need to?
Why do you have a special or a sale every single month? That lowers the below. That's not luxury.
The value of
it does.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you think about the luxury brands that you admire, they're not constantly having sales. And if they do, it's not being promoted. It's not being promoted.
Being contacted
by your SA.
Yes, absolutely. So being careful on offering deals, because if you're looking for a top tier client, they're not necessarily the ones who need a deal every single time.
And if you are, when you're setting your prices, even if you are, say you're new to a salon or you're new to an area and you do need to quickly build your clientele, I would suggest, instead of like trying to set your prices low and raising them, set that price point high and letting them know that they're getting a one-time offer.
Yeah, one-time offer, or you specifically use the words for first-time clients.
So that they know this is the price.
Yeah, this is the price.
This
is introductory price for new or whatever. Price times the ideal client. We already kind of spoke about that. Price versus the professional. We spoke about that as well.
Yeah, be that person.
Be that person.
You gotta be that person.
Absolutely.
And also being that person, like I said, when you are a client, literally. Like there has been a time where I missed my appointment and that client, the artist might have said, don't worry about it. No, I need to pay you because I need to be paid. This happens in my business.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got to put out what you want to receive.
I'm a big believer in that in every scenario with service. Like anything I get, I put out the energy.
I tip high. I do all the things.
Everything I want to receive. And I know I'm inconvenient with my scheduling. I might need to come in on the last minute, but you're not going to have to worry about
anything
what
else
you're going to receive from me.
What you're going to receive from me. You know, if I'm taking her, she's going to not make it worth my while, but she has proper etiquette.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty much for this situation.
So the price should match the professional at all times. Yeah. Okay, so this is the one thing that I do not like when people raise their prices. It's not communicating about the raising of the prices. Yeah. Okay. So the communication has to be there when you're speaking about price or costs or whatever.
Yeah. Otherwise, you come across not confident about it. Like, why are you not being upfront about this?
Why are you not being upfront about it? Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Just go sneak this thing on.
Right.
Ain't gonna even address
no hands up.
But that has happened to me several times. Like, you know, I wasn't paying attention because I'm coming to get my service. It is what it is. But giving your clientele a heads up about when you're going to raise price. Yeah. You don't have to give an explanation, but you have to give a conversation.
Yeah, 60. I give 60 days. Some people believe in giving 30.
Yeah.
I've always given 60.
I do 45.
And I like to do it like at the beginning of the year.
I like to be, absolutely. Because you deserve,
but do it whenever. Do it if you need to do it.
You need to do it. But I feel like when you are communicating it, you need to say thank you.
Yes.
Oh, of course.
You know, I appreciate. You have to use those words.
1,000%.
Because I feel like a lot of times people think that, you know, they need you more than you need them.
That's a hot one.
Yeah, that's a hot topic. We need each other.
It's even like that thing like where they're like, I've been supporting you. Yeah. Baby, this has been an equal exchange. You receive a benefit, I receive a benefit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because if it were anywhere, you would go anywhere for this service if it wasn't me, because you were in the market for us.
You're receiving a price. And I appreciate you coming to me.
Consistently. But also, you come because
you receive. Yes. You're getting everything that you pay
for.
But you have to provide that to them.
Absolutely.
So they have to, when you are raising their prices, people should feel happy for you because you're getting a raise, just like if somebody else was getting a promotion at their job. That's how a client.
And I don't think that they see it that way, because we don't necessarily explain. But I think just in that casual conversation, you know, if you're mentioning it, you know, going up to it, you're kind of mentioning it here and there.
Yes.
They become more comfortable, and if they have a question about it, because I have some clients that'll be like, "Oh, you going up again?" So, well, I haven't went up in 2 years.
Yes,
and I didn't do that then because of XYZ, but because
Yes. So this last,
didn't you get a raise?
Or didn't you
get a raise?
That part. The last time I went up, and it wasn't. I held out a very long time, and the reason why I did, and I explained it in my email, was because prices of products went up. And so I held out for a very long time after, you know, like COVID and all that stuff, whatever. But it got to a point where it's like, I'm really, it's faking.
I'm doing you a favor at this point. Now it's getting unfair.
It's affecting me. So, you know, and it really is obnoxious, the fact that they did go up so high on these products.
But you can't control that.
But I can't control it. And so, you know, what I did was I kind of split the cost with my clients in the way of, I'm going to go up on color services, and not necessarily every single thing on the list, because everything is not necessarily affected by it.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Totally.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, your extra cost has got to be kind of put back out to the client.
Okay, so what about providing exceptional customer service? I feel like that is obviously the biggest part about having a top tier clientele, is providing exceptional customer service. But we've really already tapped into
much
that.
have covered that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Main thing I would say is just do it consistently, because once you set that standard,
you set that precedent.
That lady is looking for, or that person is looking for that every single time.
Or also to find ways to exceed their expectations.
True
right.
means.
Yeah.
If you create like the value for it, like you create that experience, even if it's a little bit high, or like, dang, she going up, or this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
They can justify it.
Absolutely.
Because of what they experience and how they feel.
Yeah, or switch their appointment up maybe a little bit, something this time. Like, well, I give you a little bit extra flair right here.
Yeah.
It's interesting though too, because like once you get to a certain price point, just on that point, and none of that stuff matters. It's like that girl, that ideal client, with my ideal client might be, I mean, a $10, $20, $30, $40 increase. It's not gonna.
No,
she might think about that $40 increase, but. It's worth it to her.
She knows that it's worth it to her.
It's worth it to her.
Yeah. She think about going somewhere else. And
Exactly.
Yeah, and because get to knowing another beauty professional or another.
Oh, it's a relationship. It's a real relationship. You gotta reestablish.
And then also knowing what I like and I don't like. It's like you got to get familiarized with somebody. It's just like being in an actual real relationship.
Absolutely.
Sometimes people don't want to start over dating.
Absolutely, and that's the thing about the relationship is. Why all of it is important to be that person that you want to receive, because it is a relationship. Like, don't be somebody you don't want to deal with, then you won't attract what you don't want to deal with.
Right, absolutely.
Because that client will go somewhere else with probably the same level of quality
or worse.
But even if it's the same quality, it's like, well, she don't tuck me in, or they're overcritical because they are so used to receiving what you offer.
Exactly. Or say, for instance, they would rather go. If you are giving a poor experience with a high dollar amount, they'll go pay more money to receive less quality service just because the experience.
Just because 1,000% that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So building a rapport, leveraging referrals and testimonials.
That's a great one.
So important. I feel like
that's great.
It really is. Because without any of these, you don't have a business. You know,
exactly.
We can always take it back to the Yellow Pages days. Just think about back in the day where everything was word of mouth. You found somebody in the Yellow Pages, or whatever. You might have went, and then you had an excellent experience, and you told all your friends, right? And then after you've built that rapport, that relationship with the clients, again, they want to communicate with other people and tell them about their experience, about this person, right? Referrals and testimonials can be powerful tools for attracting top-tier clients. What are some things that you guys feel like your clients may say about you that it gets their friends and family to come see you?
I think my girls are pretty much like, you need to go see Ashley, she the best.
Yes.
I don't know if they get very detailed, but they know who they're communicating with. It's like, if my client, say she works in a hospital, right? And her boss is asking, you might not want to send your boss to your cousin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so she's comfortable with referring because she knows I'm going to take care of them.
Has the referral thing ever worked in the opposite for you, when your client
protects me from.
She'll
protect me from that client. Yes.
So I told Ashley, but I told her.
She'll take the clients. She's not taking the clients.
Yes.
Clients definitely do too.
Oh my
That's
God.
key in building that rapport.
Because they know what but they know who they dealing with.
You're not going to go up there embarrassing me.
Listen, or sometimes they get a little, and they be like, well, I know she ain't going to spend that dollar amount, so I'm like, I didn't even bother to
you don't want to talk details.
All I said was thank you when somebody complimented my hair.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've had that protective mode where they just completely block it. Or I've had that protective mode of like, I gave so-and-so your number.
Right, but this is the heads up.
This is the heads up.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
She ain't, I work with her, but I don't know her.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, they get
I feel like my girls
protective.
will say, if I could be there for a second, I think they would say she knows her shit.
Yeah. That's all they're talking about.
Yeah, she
the
knows
way
her
they
shit.
Feel.
Yeah.
And then
they too, like the professional thing, I think we probably underestimate because we're so used to doing that.
Yeah.
But that goes a long way with these girls.
Oh my goodness.
And they're communicating that with the people that they're referring. Like, she's your type of girl.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know I be cliche about it, but it's
cliches are true.
Cliches are true. That smile and that eye contact when somebody walk in, it literally puts their shoulders at ease.
It feeds their soul.
It feeds their soul. Is like, okay, she sees me, I see her.
Yeah.
Coming through with confidence.
It's coming through with confidence.
Yeah.
And it's reassuring.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or even like when somebody's like texting, I can't figure out where you are. They call me on the phone and say, I'm at this building. Is this the right spot? Da, da, da. And then when they get inside, I'm still like, how you doing? I'm Kai.
Right.
You're so-and-so, right?
Yes,
da, da, da.
yes.
Okay, great. You can put your da, da, da. So even though we've already communicated on the phone,
course.
I'm still going to introduce myself.
But guess what you care about? That social presence,
Yes.
Building rapport,
or that initial referral message that they got about you, it's all lining up, right then and there.
Yeah,
it's like, this is what that girl was telling me about.
Yes, absolutely. So, let's see.
When you're starting out, I wanted to just say that, like, for those artists that are starting out, that is going to be your best tool, is like leveraging those referrals.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because really all you need is that client to tell one person.
One person.
Absolutely.
And if you know how we are, we see something cute that we want, we like, who did that?
Who did that?
Immediately.
Who did that? And so
if you do one of the friends right, guaranteed the friend group.
They coming. Even if they don't all stick.
They don't. I may not all stick.
50% gonna stick,
but they all gonna come through for the slide.
Yes.
The new girl at work, she show up with something new.
Yes.
You gonna be doing the whole crew.
Yes.
And just give everybody, like you said, not all of them are gonna stick, but they all gonna slide through.
They all coming through.
And I feel like building the rapport is not just the introduction. It's not just how the appointment went. I always close it out with even their first time client. Thank you for trying me out.
Yeah.
I appreciate the try.
It goes to how you make the client feel.
Yes.
You know, like that tuck in, that touch is very comfortable. You know, I communicate with my girls. It's very loving. Like it's
endearing.
It's very endearing.
Yeah.
It's like, I get that from, that's kind of how my dad is. And so it's like everybody's baby, honey, love.
Yes.
It's like, you know, so it's just like the way you make people feel.
I think we make sure to do it a little bit. I know that you cover all the bases, but it's something about somebody completely trusting you with their eyes closed.
Yeah, it's more intimate.
For sure.
Last week it's more intimate. And I said that on another episode. It's more intimate. I feel like hair is more invasive, but lashes is more intimate.
I'm all over you.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're vulnerable because you fall asleep, you snored,
you've
done the things.
You have no control.
Yeah.
And to think that my eyes are closed with somebody that I've never met in my purse is 5
over
feet
there.
away from me.
But imagine that. I have people lay on the table and go, I'm not going to go to sleep. And
knocked out.
Yeah.
They're completely
surprising themselves.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I'm like, girl, I don't even hear the snores. I'm so used to it.
Yeah.
It's
as long as you're not jerking, snore away.
As long as you're not jerking.
But it's very interesting.
I definitely get my Z's on the lash.
You might as well. I do too.
Listen.
I don't miss a Z. I look forward to a Z.
I don't miss a Z. Okay, so we've tapped into how to get referrals. Well, getting referrals means just excellent customer service and excellent service
every time,
excellent
every visit.
Service.
Yeah.
So not just good customer service, but excellent service. That means actual performance.
Altogether,
performing the service consistently, and establishing a professional relationship. So we've talked about this on other episodes as well, but I feel like that's something that you're constantly going to hear from us, is that having boundaries and exercising a professional relationship and not going too far with your conversation and allowing your clients to lead and knowing how to read the room as a professional.
1000%. And that's all in how you carry yourself. I have some of my girls, every visit, when we're done, it's I love you too. Guess what? They know my boundaries. They know not to play. Because there's a way to keep it. There's a way to keep, exactly. There's a way to keep this. We cool, but I don't make exceptions for you. I don't want you to make them for me. Absolutely. That's just what this is.
And it's all love.
And I love you still.
Yeah. But there's boundaries.
I have boundaries.
Yes, absolutely.
The thing is, when you make that exception, they start thinking that's the norm.
Absolutely.
They don't see it as a you did something special for me.
Yeah.
Because they got to hit and make a flight.
Yep.
And every time they got to do something that weekend, now they
start
saying,
to expect it.
Hey,
and now you acting different.
Now
you brand new.
Now you brand new.
I'm not the problem, sis.
No.
Right.
And you're not either, but you don't recognize that I did that for you.
As a favor.
As a favor.
I made an exception.
Absolutely.
But I'm not available late every Friday.
Yes. And I want to say.
one time a year thing.
Because imagine.
Right.
You know what? It's so good when you provide amazing customer service. They legit feel like they're your only client.
Yeah.
So when
they start
asking
feeling special.
for that thing,
Yes.
They're not considering the 25 people who have asked you
Right.
for that thing
Absolutely.
all week.
Or the other client that it will affect.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because
and then how it will affect my business.
And how it will affect me.
Yeah.
It's me that it more so affects.
Absolutely.
And I know I am, like, I think most humans, we're pretty adaptable. So I realize with myself, if I make one exception this week, I'll be making 2 next week. I'll be making 3 the week after. And then I'm going to be looking up like, wait, what happened? I was doing so good.
Yeah,
so I know for me, I've got to keep it consistent. I've got to keep it consistent.
Absolutely. And I also, again, want to say that we always go to speaking about the beauty business because we're actually in the beauty business. That's our industry. But this is takeaways. This is a takeaway.
This is for photographers. This is for anyone that's providing a service.
Anybody that is service-based individual.
Do what you do, damn good, and with all these other key principles.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what are your takeaways from this particular episode, this topic, you think?
The main thing I keep coming back to is be the person you want to attract.
1000%.
If you are authentic in that and showing up the way you want people to show up for you, all of this will be, it won't be easy, but you'll have greater ease along the journey.
And it's so easy to attract that when you are being that.
I looked
it's
up
easy.
Looked up
you don't have to think about it.
No.
I looked up all of a sudden, and all of my clients, I could legit, we don't have the same life. We don't do the same things.
They reflect
but
you, though.
we relate.
You have the same mindset.
We relate so well. And I'm just like, dang, I really did this.
Yeah.
Took years.
That was good branding. But sometimes, great point. Sometimes good branding takes years. It takes time.
Absolutely.
You got to figure out who you are in the process of all of this.
And you go through those times where you're uncomfortable with what you're offering. You're uncomfortable with this price point. You're starting to feel resentful. That lets you know it's time to raise in prices.
When you want to quit.
Man, when you are done, when it feels like you're doing them a favor.
Yes, when it doesn't feel worth it. Like your time spent does not feel like what you know.
Yes.
Okay, Ashley, what's your takeaway?
Just build slow. Like if you are not already there, just build slow.
Say that again.
That one great client will turn into 2, which will turn into 3.
Build slow. Yeah. That's a bar. Seriously. No, it is. It is. It's something that I highlight when I speak to not young professionals, but newer professionals or whatever. Like, build slow, and they may go like, "That's not what you did," but I regret that I didn't.
1000%.
I regret
because you had to unlearn.
I had to unlearn. Yeah. I had to burn out.
Yeah.
I had to feel
break
sick,
it down and rebuild it.
And if you just build slow and be intentional about who you are and what you're attracting, all of it will manifest.
Okay, my takeaway is being realistic.
That's a good one.
Reality. Yeah. Be realistic about you, your brand, your business, and it'll all turn it. It'll all happen for you.
And if you want more, if you don't like the reality,
and really double down like on what you were saying about like the referrals. Double down on that because social media, if you're constantly selling yourself that way.
Yeah.
It's a little bit challenging because it's like they're really getting to know a new person every single time. Absolutely. Whether you're coming from a referral, there's a certain level of service that you're already expecting, but there's a certain level of behavior you're expecting to give out. Like you're expecting to represent yourself well because you've already heard all the good things.
That part.
Exactly.
And when we talked about deals, I did want to say that when I was first starting off, I did offer a referral discount.
Yeah.
So
referral discount is different
from deals.
Yeah, and that's great when you are starting out.
So if you have a particular client and they refer somebody, then it's 15% off for that.
Refer somebody that books and comes.
Yes, comes. Yeah, it has to be. They actually have to book and get service.
It's funny too because that works and that helps. Yeah, I think once you get to this level though, it's like. That's not really a benefit to them.
Absolutely.
But it is a great thing to use when you're first.
But I did have a friend / client who referred a numerous amount of people, and I wanted to. She didn't know, but once she came to her appointment, I gave her a free service because I was starting off. It was just adding up.
That's amazing.
Absolutely. So I feel like appreciating those who do that for you goes a long way as well. Yeah. So let's give some final tips.
I think we just did.
We gave them all.
So our takeaway for the final tips. Okay, my final tip would be to not feel so much pressure about the branding because I feel like branding can be a big word. It may scare you a little bit, but your brand is you. Just offer you. Yeah. Okay.
Well, if that is where you're going, like I would say, don't so much worry about the brand. Worry about mastering your craft. before people knew who I was, they knew about the work.
Yeah.
They had to
master your craft and master the experience. Yeah.
Okay.
Master the experience.
Yeah. Because I feel
like that needs to sit in the spirit of
you said. Why did you master that? Yeah. So that's all, folks.
I was like, okay, where is
it? One last thing. I'm sorry, I know I keep saying one last thing, but give in your particular industry. I feel like we should do this because I feel like we really haven't. We've spoken about beauty biz, but give a pro tip. Give a pro tip for your industry.
A pro tip for lash artistry would probably be not to so much focus on time. That is like a key thing when you're first starting out. God. Everyone is worried about how long it takes. You know, so fast. Yeah. Take the time to invest in your bed, because that's going to allow the client to be comfortable. That way, they're not so much focused on time. Yep. Make sure you're encouraging clients, like you would a kid, use the restroom before we get started. Yes. Make sure you're doing all those things to maximize your skill set, and so that the client is not so much focused on time, because you can't rush through this process. You've got to take your time, and over time you will speed up, of course, but focus on the actual skill set.
Right. Okay. You want me to go? Mm-hmm. Okay. My pro tip is hair is hair. Stop playing with people.
Okay. What? So what you mean, textures?
Textures.
Okay. Okay.
Hair is
you can't
hair.
call yourself a master if
you can't call yourself a master or expert.
Well, we can say that about lashes.
Yes.
Like,
so hair.
Yeah,
absolutely. Hair is hair, and stop overthinking it. And then also too, be honest. If you have not mastered it, do not play nobody's head. Hair is hair. Sorry, it sounds really mean, but hair is hair, and you have to be able to stop causing. Some people will cause issues for people by not knowing that they don't have to do extra stuff to a particular person's hair.
Yeah.
So,
well, my pro tip is isolate.
I got real specific.
I'm going specific with y'all lash artists. Isolate and then check after it,
and
so
check
that
again.
You don't ruin people's lashes, so that they can be clients of yours for years and years.
Yeah.
That's cause real issues.
Yeah,
cause real issues. So
that's rule number one. Isolate. I mean, we ain't got none of this conversation if you ain't doing that.
You're not even here.
No, none of this is happening.
It's not real.
Spend a month doing that. Don't even attach nothing.
Just isolate.
Listen, I took
you don't do lash
extensions. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me.
You don't do lash extensions if you don't isolate. You might be using the same exact lashes, glue, iPads, everything.
Yeah, you're not
if
doing
you
lash
don't
extensions.
isolate, you're not doing lash extensions. You might be doing clusters and some other shit, but you're not doing lash extensions.
The money I spent on that lash class is like, she can have that, because baby,
this is too much.
I can't see.
None of us can. Could you see?
No,
I couldn't even see.
Yeah,
I sat there for hours, like looking.
Well, you gotta love what you do, though.
Yes,
and that's what
made you keep going. What made you? Because it was so difficult.
Honestly, necessity.
Okay.
I wanted to leave corporate.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was naive, and I thought that I was so good with my hands, because I can do everything with my hands. So it became, wait a minute, this ain't about to take me out. You know what I mean? It's like, I can do this. So that perfectionist thing, it's like, I can do this. I just got to take my time.
Yeah.
And necessity. I needed to leave corporate.
Yeah.
I was done.
But you also, again, have to have a certain level of love for it or like for it.
You grow it.
You can grow that. I mean,
becomes,
I like to enhance beauty. So yeah, of course. Yeah. But it's challenging. I think a lot of people, when they take that class, I don't think they have the proper expectations for it. So they don't understand what the sacrifice and the amount of time it takes to master.
Get the service done.
Episode 6 of The Girls That Get It. We top tier clients, building top tier clientele. Thank you for tuning in.
We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys next time. Do Ashley's little
girl. Don't take me out.
I'm gonna do a good time. Exactly. All right, you guys. Thank you. Hey, girl. Thanks for listening. But before you go, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.